Greetings, salutations, respect, and love, boys and girls. You just missed Davey Cretton combing his hair. Now, that would have been great YouTube right there. Oh, yes, indeed. Welcome. I'm going live just a tad bit early. Got an all-star panel put together here. We're going to be ranking the Dream Theater albums. Davey Cretton has to leave, so we're going to let him do a little spiel about his beloved Dream Theater. But first, boys and girls, we've got some business to attend to, and I am giving away, here are all the entries here. There's like 300 entries. You guys were crazy when I said I was going to be giving away a copy of the deluxe edition of the greatest album of all time, Tales from Topographic Oceans. And yes, we are on daylight savings time, right? So it's not an hour early for us. It's the regular time. I guess I should have made that known, right? The U.S. went on a different time. Is it that way with you notes in Canada?
Yeah, unless you're in Saskatchewan. And then as of the fall, British Columbia, everybody else has switched over to daylight savings time.
Well, here we go. Here are all the entries. There's like 300 of them. And I thought this would be like a really good thing to do it in. And then I tried to put my hand in it. And I'm like, I can't get my hand in there. So here we go. I'm going to put them in to the Hello Kitty Easter basket. All right. And then I am going to put the blindfold on because I believe Davey Cretton might actually have a entry here. And it wouldn't
I know
be
I have an entry in there.
Up Notes has a review in there. So I think Kiefer might have an entry in there. So I'm going to blindfold myself. We're going to pick a winner. And then Davey Cretton's going to tell us how much he loves Dream Theater before he has to go to work. Oh, boy. There goes. I heard Cody. I'm not peeking, but Cody has shown up in the green room. And I've got a winner here. It's in my hand. It's in my hand. Oh, let's see. It's probably upside down. Okay, I'm gonna look now.
Looks like Sleepy Turtle is what it said, but I don't know who that is.
Rob Burley, 7698. It was upside down. You're a winner for the Tales from Topographic Oceans drawing. Congratulations, Rob Burley, 7698. Please contact me. I don't have any of your info. I don't know how to get a hold of you. So you've got 1 week to get a hold of me. I'm keeping all the entries just in case you don't get a hold of me. But yeah, Rob Burley, thank you so much for and thank you to everyone that participated. It was an awesome turnout. Davey Cretton, you got to get to work. So it's time for you to get to work on the Prog Corner and tell me. I guess you got 10 minutes to tell me why you love Dream Theater and what your ranking of their albums are. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
For
and Notes, it's nice to meet you, Notes.
Same.
Been watching your channel for a while. I just commented on one of your videos, I think.
Oh, thank you so much.
At any rate, Scott, can you make me big for a moment so I can?
I absolutely can. Hey, Cody's in the house.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Brockway.
Hello.
Just to show some fast CDs before I do my list, some rare CDs maybe. Hey, Cody. You making me big, Scott, or not?
Yeah, you're big.
Oh, I am.
You're
okay,
big.
I can't see it. Yeah. I see it on my iPad. Oh, my hair is horrible. I'll have to fix it before work.
You look beautiful, Davey.
That's because I'm running around. I haven't even gotten dressed for work yet. Okay, I got the Iron Maiden.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Dream Theater covering Number of the Beast.
Yes.
And a good job.
Dream Theater covering Dark Side of the Moon and more. Dream Theater covering Master of Puppets.
That's a good one.
Which I did see live, which I'll get to really fast. This is When Dream and Day Reunite.
That's a fantastic CD.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. I have a bootleg from way back in the day, The Dance of Eternity.
Nice.
And then the Greatest Hits CD.
Greatest Hit, 20 other cool songs.
Okay. I don't need to be big anymore, Scott.
Beautiful. Okay. Welcome,
Okay,
Cody.
on with my
Good to
list.
see you, Cody.
Okay.
Davey's got to leave early, Cody, so we're just going to let him do his thing. But welcome to the stream.
Sure. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello,
Cody.
everyone.
Cody's in the house.
Everyone.
Cody,
We got a
when's
full
your new
house
record
here.
coming out?
In April. In
April.
We
Okay,
don't
next
have
month. Nice.
We don't have a full date yet, but if you go on to octavium.ca, you'll be able to buy it there. Everyone.
Nice. Looking forward to that.
The 4th single comes out on Friday.
Oh, excellent.
It's probably the most progressive thing that we've actually done. It's very, very psychedelic, very, just lots of odd times and things going on. So I think y'all will dig it.
All right, Davey.
Okay, I've been with this band since the beginning. I worked in a record store on Long Island starting in late 1988, and in 1989 my friend brought a coworker of mine, actually. She was friends with Mike Portnoy, and the whole band came down when the debut album, When Dream and Day Unite, came out. They signed autographs, they signed the promotional display she did. I have a signed poster of When Dream and Day Unite somewhere. I met them, they were all dressed in black, they look cool, I like the album. So I've been with the band for 37 years. So I do have some odd, I would say an odd ranking here. But just bear with me, it's going to be a little different from everyone else's, I think. Starting at number 16,
There's
like
17.
most people, I think.
There are 60. Oh,
astonishing-
here we go. It didn't take long for this conversation to start up. Thank you, Davey. There
The
are
astonishing
16.
from 2016. I listened to the whole thing last night, which was a bit of a chore.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I do like a couple of songs. The Gift of Music on CD1, that was the first single, so I vaguely remember that song is pretty good. And Heaven's Cove from the second disc I liked. It's too long. It's too Broadway-ish. It just doesn't sound like my dream theater that I know and love. But there were good performances. It's good playing. It's my least favorite. That's all. Moving on to my next one, number 15, from 2019, Distance Over Time. Not that this is a bad album. It was a really good tour. My favorite songs from the album, Untethered Angel and Pale Blue Dot.
Yeah, those are great tunes.
Moving on to number 14, from 2013, the self-titled Dream Theater. Again, not a bad record. It just doesn't measure up. Some of these are so close, as bicycle legs from Australia would say. It's like a cigarette's width of paper between them. So Along for the Ride and Illumination Theory, the 22-minute epic, are my two favorites from this album. Moving on, I am going to number 13 from 2021. And I just finished listening to this right before I hopped on the StreamYard. A View from the Top of the World is my number 13. Invisible Monster, and of course the epic 20-minute title track are my favorites here. Number 12 from 2007, this might ruffle some feathers, Systematic Chaos. In the Presence of Enemies, part 1 and 2 were great. Also, let's see, Constant Motion and The Dark Eternal Night. What a riff. Very Metallica. Really love that song. Number 11, I think Cody might love this record a lot, from 2009, Black Clouds and Silver Linings. My favorite songs from here, The Best of Times and The Count of Tuscany.
I'm just going to let you guys know that is in my top 5. I love that record.
I love that
Kind of
track.
figured, because it's heavier. Speaking of heavy, at number 11 on my list, sorry, number 10, from last year, 2025, Parasomnia. And I did see the tour. I saw the last American show at the Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, New York, Dream Theater's home for most of the band, actually. My favorites from here, Night Terror, Dead Asleep, and of course, Bend the Clock. And when Petrucci did that solo live, wow.
Wow. Yeah.
That was a showstopper. And of course, the epic long track from the album, too. Okay, moving on to my number 9 from 2011, my favorite album from the Mike Mangini era, a dramatic turn of events. I think this is a really good undervalued record. Maybe the drum sound isn't the best, but I really like the songs on here. This Is the Life is excellent for a ballad, and I'm a guy who happens to really like ballads. I love Dream Theater ballads, other bands' ballads, artist ballads, and their epics too. Bridges in the Sky is my favorite from this album. What a chorus in it. It just lifts that song so much. And the last or the next to last track, Breaking All Illusions, from a dramatic turn of events. Here's one I probably have higher than most people. At number 8 from 1989, the debut album, When Dream and Day Unite. I met them on this, as I said, in the record store, and I did actually see them play a show with Charlie Dominici singing lead vocals. They opened for Marillion at the Ritz in New York City.
Oh wow.
Charlie
Yes,
was
they did.
yeah,
Sure.
Charlie was already out of the band, and they got this offer to open up for Marillion. They said, shoot, what are we going to do? We don't have a singer. They asked Charlie. He said, yeah, I'll do it as a favor to you guys. So he came back and played the show. So I did see Dream Theater perform with Charlie Dominici. Rest in peace, Charlie. Talented guy, never really got his due. Coming in at number 7, I'm sure this one will be in Cody's top 5, if not his top 3. The Super Heavy from 2003.
Oh, God.
Train of Thought is my number 7. As I Am is awesome. Endless Sacrifice and In the Name of God are my favorites. Number 6, fan favorite from 2005. And I did see this show at Radio City Music Hall. Octavarium, the score tour. I did see that. These Walls, of course, the title track is great. Panic Attack's on there, right? Yeah, I didn't write that down. I should have. That's a great song, too. Moving on to my number 5. Exactly.
Hey,
From
Kyle.
2002, the double album, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. The Glass Prison is awesome. Misunderstood, I think, is an underrated song in that catalog.
I
Another-
love that song.
Another
Love it.
chorus that just lifts it right into space. Love that song. And the whole title track, all 42, 43 minutes of it. Number 4, this is going to be controversial, guys. I love this album. There's one Duff track, and of course, that's the one co-written with Desmond Child, You Not Me. The original, what is it, You or Me is better. Falling Into Infinity from 97. My 3 favorites from this album, Lines in the Sand with Doug Pinnick from the Mighty King's X. Anna Lee, great ballad, sounds very Elton John-y. Love that track. And Trial of Tears, the last song, the 14-minute epic or close to it. Coming in at number 3 from 1994, Awake, Lifting Shadows from a Dream, Space Dive Vest. And one of my favorite Dream Theater songs of all time, Voices on that album. Love that track. Great lyrics by Petrucci, too. Number 2, I think this is going to be a lot of people's number 1s. From 99, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Gotta go with Strange Deja Vu, Spirit Carries On, and Finally Free as my 3 favorites.
Yeah.
And coming in at number 1, Images and Words from 1992. Surrounded is great, Another Day, and my favorite from the album, Learning to Live, another one of my top 5 Dream Theater songs. So Images and Words is my number 1.
Nice.
Nice. That's a great
Hey.
list.
Hey, can
Thank you.
everybody do a list like that?
I'm striving to do it as quick as Davey did his.
I would love
I
it if
don't
we
have
could do
it.
it like that.
I don't have any.
That
I
was
can do it.
amazing. That was
I'm
amazing.
gonna try to do it.
I don't have
fast.
any. I don't have any visual aids.
I don't care.
I don't
And
either.
just really
My t-shirt.
fast, I did see some other seminal Dream Theater shows over the years. I saw them do an acoustic set at Mulcahy's in Wonton, New York, where it was just Labrie singing on acoustic guitar, John Petrucci, and Mike Portnoy on like congas, just sitting there playing congas on his lap. And they did 3 or 4 songs, including a great cover of U2's Bad.
Wow.
And I wish I had recorded the show. I didn't, but that was a great acoustic short set to see. They were promoting the Awake album. And it's right after Kevin Moore left the band, so they didn't have a keyboard player. That's why they did this acoustic thing.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So I saw
Davey
that
bringing the
show.
heat. Wow. As
And I saw them
always.
at the Limelight, the Rock and Roll Church in Manhattan, where I think one of the first times they did, oh my goodness, the long song from the EP.
Oh, Change of
Change of
Seasons.
Seasons. It just hit me. They did Change of Seasons with LaBrie for maybe the first time with vocals at the Limelight in Manhattan. That was another great show. And I was sick. I was hanging on. My friends and I were watching the show from one of the staircases, and I was holding on to the railing. I was sick, but I didn't want to miss that show. It was a great show. So I've seen some great shows over the years, from basically with their first singer, well, their first recorded singer, and then to the latest album. So I'm a big fan. And unfortunately, I have to get ready and go to work. But Scott, thank you for having me.
You're the
And
best, Davey.
I'm going to watch this show later to see everyone else's choices because I'm very curious.
Well, you've inspired us all, Davey. We were going to do a tier ranking, but you proved to my fellow panelists that you can absolutely rank all 16. Yes, Scott G. Davis.
17.
All 16.
17.
17. Hey, Scott, are you ready to rank 17 Dream Theater albums? Can you do that now? Are you ready? Let's go. Let's do you. Do you want? You don't have visual aids, so I don't.
No,
need
I
to
don't.
Make you big, right?
I'm not going to go into a bunch of.
Bye, Davey.
Shalom, y'all.
I'm not going to go into my history of Dream Theater because Cody, the lovely Cody Brockway, and I have done not one but 2 Dream Theater shows over on his channel, his Vinyl Bite, where we discuss my history and inspiration from them at least. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time today with that. If you're really
on video too.
Yeah, those were fun, both of them. One of them was an odd even thing where we back and forth between their catalog, and the other thing was just a history with Dream Theater where we just chatted about it. So go see that. For me, there's 17 because Change of Seasons counts. Not everybody feels that way, but in my list, there's 17.
I actually have 18, if I'm being honest, because I have cleaning out the closet.
16 and a half.
Oh, well, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Not to pull my nerd
okay.
card or anything.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good one.
For me at number 17. Now, let's preface this first of all. There is not a bad Dream Theater album. They all my time, guys, my time. There is not a bad Dream Theater album. There's something to recommend all of them, and enough to recommend that somebody else could become into the band who doesn't know. They could enter at any point. I feel they're one of the few artists that has a level of consistency like that. Having said all of that, for me at number 17, Systematic Chaos, just not one of my favorites. It's got a lot of great stuff on it. I love Dark Eternal Night because it's just so weird and different, and there's good stuff on that album. But again, these are my favorites. I did prep for this show by listening to every single minute of every one of these records over about a 2-week period. So I kind of immersed myself in that to give myself a better thing. So at 17, Systematic Chaos. At 16, Black Clouds. Again, a fine album, lots to recommend it. And particularly a very nice recording. One of the better sounding albums in their catalog, but just doesn't speak to me like some of the other ones do. I've got The Astonishing at 15. I think the key to that album is to take the first disc and pretend it doesn't exist and just listen to the second album on its own. It is too long. It is very much too long, and I think it suffers somewhat because of that. It's got great amount of wonderfully put together music, but it's just too long. Number 14, Falling Into Infinity, an album I really loved when it came out, but really has not aged well for me. I don't know why, because there's a lot about it that I liked. My wife and I were both heavily wearing that album out when it came out, so I have fond memories of it, but it just kind of slid over time. Number 13, let's see, When Dream and Day Unite, the debut, which I still adore. I still love. It's got so much great music. If it has a flaw, it doesn't have, the recording doesn't have a lot of low end to it. It's a thin sounding recording. John Mayung is playing, but you really don't, you hear his definition.
He is. Are you sure?
Not the low end.
Are you sure he's playing?
He's
I
playing.
Don't hear
Yeah,
him.
he is playing. Yeah.
He's on there. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Number 12, the latest album, Parasomnia. I'm just, my first impression was like, it's a great album and it sounds great and it's played well. And it's just not been long enough for me yet. It's only a year old and I haven't really, it hasn't really seeped into my consciousness. So it's down low. At number 11, the self-titled Dream Theater album, which on this latest cram that I did, I found I liked it a lot more than I liked it back when it first came out. There's a lot to recommend that album. At number 10, A Dramatic Turn of Events, another fantastic record. Mike Mangini steps into the void and comes out on top. Very impressive songs on it. Wonderful playing. Let's see here. We're up to number 9, Distance Over Time, which is another great album. With Mangini, they did a series of really, really good albums. Just very consistent and well composed and well recorded. At number 8, I've got my favorite of the Mangini albums, A View from the Top of the World. I love this album. I love it. I love every minute of it from the beginning to the end. Mike really had come into himself, and you really felt him flexing his muscles. The drum sound is superior. The songwriting is a notch above what had come before it, I feel, several albums. At number 7, Octavarium, which is another album that I adore from the first note to the last. They were inside this period where they were ending albums and picking up albums with the last bit of the previous album. And I appreciate those little attentions to detail that keep the listener engaged. At number 6, A Change of Seasons. It does count, and it has to count because Change of Seasons is one of their top 3 pieces ever. If only for that one piece of music, it's got to be in there. So I put A Change of Seasons at number 6. At number 5, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. What can you say? It's you're going to find few progressive music fans that don't view it as at least a masterpiece, if not a really good album. They were really finding their footing and really stretching their boundaries and for the absolute most part, very successfully. At number 4, I've got Images and Words from 1992. I saw him on this tour. I met and had shots with Mike Portnoy back when he was still, it was towards the end of his time of actually consuming alcohol on a regular basis before he gave it up completely. It was a wonderful experience. I didn't get to meet John Mayung because he kind of kept off to himself, but I was there with a press pass writing a review for the show. It was fun. At number 3, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. I adore this album. Misunderstood by itself is an unadulterated masterpiece. The title track, all 42 minutes of it, is a masterwork in long-form composition. From the very beginning of this album, it's everything that you want from a Dream Theater record. It's crushingly heavy and beautifully melodic, all at the same time. That's a trick. That's a real trick. At number 2, Train of Thought. This is an album I didn't like when it first came out. I said out loud as we're listening to it, we got about halfway through, and I said, guys, we already have one Metallica. We don't need another one. And you have the best keyboard player in the world. Why on earth would you give him nothing but distorted guitar things to play? But over time, I have fully embraced and become an appreciator of this album because it's majestic and it's dark and it's heavy and it's beautiful and it's a perfect combination. That's at number 2. And then finally we come to number 1, their masterwork for me. It's Awake. This is their 2112. This is the album where they figured out exactly who they were and perfected it, in my opinion. My favorite Dream Theater song, Space Divest, is on this album. And I love that song because it is completely and wholly different than anything they ever did, which I admire in an established artist when they step outside their normal box of influence and excel, and they do. But that's just the tiniest little nibble of this album. 6 O'Clock is genius. The lyrics of Kevin Moore, which
they lost something when they lost Kevin Moore that they never ever really got back.
Kevin was a superior lyricist. He really
Yeah.
was. He wrote
Yeah.
both 6 O'Clock and Space Divest, among other things.
Yep.
He's not Jordan Rudess. No one is. But he was a perfectly fine keyboard player and an absolutely astonishingly good lyricist. And as you say, Scott, I really feel like the lyrics have kind of the lyrics in general have occasionally come to that level, but Kevin was just consistently really good at it. So anyway, for me, my number one, respectfully to you all, is Awake. That's where
Awesome.
I feel they did their best work.
I do agree that is, for me, kind of where it all came together for them. I know Images and Words has a lot of fans, and rightly so. It's a great album, but there's something about Awake that just seems like that is the album that defined the moment when they just became themselves. What says you? We got notes, reviews, everybody. You know what? I was so excited to do my drawing for the Tales from Topographic Oceans deluxe box set. Congratulations, Rob Burley, 76.98 for winning. Get back to me on that. Hit me up, email me, DM me, whatever. I'm real easy to get a hold of. You got 1 week to do so. I'm keeping all the entries in case you don't. We'll redraw. But we got notes, reviews in the house today.
Love your channel, Notes. Love your channel.
Thank you.
We love that.
Love some notes.
Probably the biggest reason I started a channel was Michael and their channel. Notes, reviews, absolutely. I was hooked on it during COVID. I was watching their channel nonstop, and here we are. We go full circle. We're talking about Dream Theater, and I know we mixed it up a little bit. We were going to do a tier ranking, but tier rankings suck. They're lame. I don't like them. and Davey Cretton showed us the way. He showed that we can do all 16 albums in 10 minutes. Michael, what do you got?
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I cheated.
I'm doing mine because we switched up here at the last minute. I'm kind of doing mine as everybody's doing theirs. So I appreciate it if you don't have it 100%, but what do you got?
Well, yeah, this is the thing I love about Dream Theater is like all of our lists are going to be different. And
exactly.
I've already, there's a number of, albums that you guys have mentioned. I'm like, I would never put it either that high or that low.
I wanted to scream at Davey Cretton. I'm like, there's no way. You're crazy.
I'm sure people will be screaming at mine as well. Mm-hmm. So I have Cleaning Out the Closet and one particular demo because I feel like the demo is actually better than the album itself. So I have 19 albums on my list. And starting off at number 19 is their self-titled album.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Kevin's on Prog Radio.
Kevin's on the boat.
Kevin.
Kevin's on that boat, man.
The edge.
Yeah, he's on that boat.
I'm living very vicariously through all you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay, squirrel, back to it. Number 19. This is the only album of theirs, their self-titled album, that I would consider a bad record, in that I listened to it when it first came out. I listened to it maybe once every 2 or 3 years just to see if it's warmed up on me, and it really hasn't. I feel like this pigeonholed them into what the Mangini era would be with their other albums that they did better on. But this was the one that were like, this is the sound we're going to do from now on, and we're not going to change it a whole lot. So this is the one I point to where I'm like, I would actually stay away from. From there, we go to 18, which is their first album, When Dream and Day Unite. I like this record. I would say that this is a good record, but they're still very raw. And if you like that raw sound, I think you're really going to love this record. But they're still kind of finding their sound, right? Do they want to be more proggy? Do they want to be more metally? And they haven't quite figured out how to mix the two together. So, when they're proggy, it's great. When they're metally, it's great. But when they try to combine the two, I feel like they're a little bit lost in the woods for that. But it's still a good album. Number 17 is Views from the Top of the World. Again, they've pigeonholed themselves into this kind of same boat that they've been circling in the 2010s. And when I listen to it, I don't really feel a whole lot. It just kind of is the same. And same with number 16, which is Distance Over Time. If you took those two albums and shuffled around the songs, you would have the same two albums. I feel like there's no personality with these two records of Views from the Top of the World and Distance Over Time. There's good music found on it for sure. John Petrucci is doing great guitar work. Jordan Rudess is doing great keyboard work, but I don't feel a personality on either of these albums. So they're kind of same in that one. Number 15 is Falling into Infinity. And this is a good album somewhere. Right? I feel like the studio really got in there and chopped it all to bits. And it does suffer for it. So what is on this album, I feel like there are good moments on it that had too much studio interference. So like Lines in the Sands, Anna Lee, like these bigger tracks I feel would have fit in a better record. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mishmash and it had really little to do with the band themselves. Number 14 might be my first big controversial opinion, which is The Astonishing. I actually love this record. I know people say it's too long, but I don't know. I love the cheese. I love the Disneyfication of the Dream Theater sound. You know, I love how every other song ends with a bam, 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 bam. I love a good earnest and enthusiastic album. You know, like this album is very earnest. It's very sincere, which we don't get a whole lot of. And yeah, you can say that's cringe, but I say once you embrace the cringe, you are truly free. So I love The Astonishing. I come back to this one a lot more than I think a lot of my friends do, but I love this record. I actually have it on vinyl and I spin it quite regularly. 13 is A Dramatic Turn of Events. Again, I think this is the best Mangini era, and it's really sad because he had very little to do on this record. He just kind of came in and was the timekeeper. So a good album, and I think it holds some of the best music from the Mangini era. And I return to this one, I think, more than any of the other Mangini era ones. 12 is my first cheat, and that's Cleaning Out the Closet. I love a lot of and this is kind of where you see where that Falling into the could have been with like Raise the Knife and all those really good like I really love this record, and I wish that they had kind of polished it off a little bit more and actually released this as a full length album. And I mean, all the demos are there. They just needed to take maybe a week or a month into the studio and just kind of polish it off and like really see it. Would have been a great studio record. Outside of like this EP extended long play. All right. Number 11, let's go to their latest record, the Parasomnia. On this, I listened to this one more than a lot of their other new releases, probably since Black Clouds and Silver Linings. I couldn't get enough of this record. You know, there is a little bit of bumps on the road, I will admit. And on, like the last track, the big epic, I don't return to quite as much as all their other epics. But I don't know, there's an actual personality found on this album.
The problem with the epic is Bend the Clock comes like kind of before it in the song sequencing. And that's really hard to top, period. Mm-hmm. Like a top 10 song in their discography. Oh, yeah, here you go. Now write an epic that's going to reach that emotional level. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
The first handful of times I listened to it, I'm like, okay, Bend the Clock, perfect. Let's see how they're going to outperform this with a 20-minute track. And they don't. I almost wish that they took some of the more jammy moments of that big, I can't even remember what it's called now. I'm sure somebody's going to shout it out.
Shadow Man.
Thank you. I know I was with the right crowd for that. The Shadow Man, the Shadow Man incident or whatever. When they throw some of those jam sessions into Bend the Clock, I think that should have been the big epic, but it is what it is. I still love all the other tracks on this album, and I come back to it. As I said, I still come back to it in my regular rotation, and it's been out for almost a full year. So, you know, it's got that long-lasting presence that I feel like a Portnoy album has. All right, we are at the halfway mark with number 10 being Awake. I still love this record. I come back to it quite regularly. There are a few moments where I guess I should continue with the things I love about this record. I love how there's a lot of themes that get reprised throughout the runtime of this record, rather than it just being, here's a theme in a song, we're going to reprise it in the song, and then we're going to leave it be. I love there's a lot of through lines in this record. Like you hear the main theme of Space Dyed Vest multiple times in the record, you know, and I love those call and answers, those calls and responses throughout Awake. For me, even though this is the Last Given More record, and I love that, I think they reached higher highs, but I think this is one of the most consistent records. And speaking of one of their most consistent records, Train of Thought comes for me at number 9. Because it is probably the most consistent record. And because of that, it's very one note. So if you want a very heavy record, if you want a very like balls to the wall, raw Metallica type of a record, you're going to get it. But in terms of the variety, and most of the times the things that I come to Dream Theater is for the variety, you're going to be disappointed. So I love Train of Thought because when I want that really raw, really heavy, really metal record, I'm going to go to Train of Thought. But if I want that variety show that I know Dream Theater is really good at, I usually get left cold with that one. But if you want a good variety show, we'll go to number 8, which is Change of Season. The title track, the first big epic of their discography, absolutely love. But I will come back and hear the live stuff on their second half of that EP. Because I love the big medley where they do a bunch of classic prog tracks. I love their single covers that they do, like Funeral for a Friend and Love Lies Bleeding. My favorite Elton John piece, opening up that set, I absolutely adore. So yeah, and of course you have to listen to Dream Theater live. So having that be within that project, love that one. And my final cheat at number 7 is the demos to Falling Into Infinity. You can kind of see the discrepancy between Falling Into Infinity as what the studio did and then the demos of what I believe the actual band wanted this album to be. The demos for Falling Into Infinity is a far superior project in terms of an album, including Raise the Knife, opening up this guy, and closing it off with the 20-minute demo version of what would eventually be Metropolis Part 2. It's such a great project, and this is one of those, if I had a magic lamp, what would one of my 3 wishes be? I wish the demos were polished off completely and we had a final version of Falling Into Infinity that the demos of Falling Into Infinity would eventually become, rather than what Falling Into Infinity was. Okay, moving on. Number 6, Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Love this record. This is that, when it's heavy, it's heavy. When it's light and airy. I love the big epics that open and close this record, Count of Tuscany and A Nightmare to Remember. Yes, this whole album can basically be chopped up to a lot of things almost happened, but then they didn't, right? A car crash happened, they almost die and they didn't. A guy gets whisked off into the countryside, he almost gets scared and then he doesn't. But I love that whole, it's the moments that you felt within those times that are really important, right? Best of Times and the finalized ending of the AA suite that Portnoy started way back with 6 Degrees. 2 amazing records. The only blemish that I have on here are Wither. It's fine. Okay, fast tracking the final 5. We got Images and Words at number 5. I know everybody loves this record and I love it too. This was the big statement. This was the big breakout. This is what put them on the map. I love it. It's my favorite of the 90s-ish records. I don't know. There's a lot to love about this record, and I do too. I just think that they have done better. Case in point, number 4, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. What can be said about this album that hasn't already been said? It's a perfect double album. You got the first album that is like very experimental prog, where individual pieces...
Hold on a second.
What am I doing?
I don't like to interrupt my guests.
Please.
Oh, wait a second. I interrupt my guests at will. It's my show, but I can't let this one go, Cody. I can't let this one go.
Is this a legit opinion, or is that just Sid making fun?
This isn't real. This can't be real.
I have to say, I love Sid. I know Sid. He's great.
Sid's
I
awesome.
don't know where this opinion came from. I'd say he's definitely pulling my leg because my favorite Styx has a Canadian singing in the band. No. So that's my favorite Styx.
Yeah, you don't. Sid messes with everybody, and he has absolutely zero filter. So. Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure because if true, I would be kicking you off of this stream.
Don't worry. His favorite Rush album is the first one. So.
Oh. The less said about that, the better. Michael, continue.
Sorry, I feel like when I'm in these, it's kind of like trying to drink from a fire hose because I'm just like, bleh. I hope I make sense.
It's awesome. Yeah. You're perfect.
You're doing wonderful.
You're so good.
Where was I? I think I was at number 4, 6 Degrees.
Yeah, you're in the top. Yeah, 6 Degrees.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, love this record. I love the first album where it's, the single pieces that make up this really, I think this is them at their most experimental. They have a legit, DJ at one point that I absolutely love because, at that point in the music industry, if you didn't have a DJ in your songs doing some record scratching, you weren't doing it properly. But yeah, like really experimental stuff. And the biggest experiment being the second disc being a single track of the title track, and it just blowing the socks off of everybody. Like I absolutely loved it. Number 3, I think might be my biggest controversial opinion if people are keeping track of the albums that I've mentioned and not mentioned.
Hey,
am I missing something? There's a lot of
we've got live at Cruise to the Edge.
Oh, look at that. Right on. Who's live streaming the whole show?
Thanks for getting us some copyright strike, Kevin.
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
Live footage from Cruise to the Edge. Where else are you going to get that? What other live stream on the internet is going to give you that kind of stuff? Thank you, Kevin, for checking in. I guess we lost the signal from Cruise
All us
to the
peasants
Edge.
here on dry land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Who was that, by the way?
My mission is to get Octavian playing that Cruise in the years to come.
Who was that? Does
I was
anyone
trying to
know
figure
who
it
was
out.
playing?
I couldn't tell.
It looked
Couldn't
like
tell.
it could have been Marius Duda, but
Rendezvous Point. Okay.
Kyle knows. Kyle knows everything.
Of course.
Kyle knows
That's
it
great.
all. Rendezvous Point. Thank you,
Prog
Kyle.
Rock
love that.
Rendezvous.
Okay.
He did actually put it in the
That
caption.
is a band. That is a real band.
I just thought it was like what they were calling the live stream.
I thought that's what they were calling the
I didn't know
stage.
what it was either, but now
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
Oh my gosh.
Very good.
Anyway,
all right, so
no,
this is probably my spiciest take because I know a lot of people aren't very sweet on this album, but I'm going to give this album its flowers, and that's Systematic Chaos. Part of it is the member berries and the nostalgic goggles for me because this was the first record of theirs that I got to listen to in the album cycle. I was introduced to the band through Octavarium, and that album by that point was already a year and a half old. So for me, listening to a brand new album with everybody else, and at that point, everybody's like, what is this? I don't like it. But for me, I don't know. It was manna from heaven. Ministry of Lost Souls is still one of my favorite, if not my favorite track from them. The opening and closing track of In the Presence of Enemies, part 1 and 2, I think is just amazing. And I love vampires. So anytime there's a band singing or writing a song about vampires, I am there. I adore this record, and I wish more people gave the flowers that it deserved. Number 2 is an album I just mentioned, which is Octavarium. Again, first record that I really got into with them. Absolutely love this record. Octavarium, the title track, is probably their magnum opus in terms of a singular piece of music. I love the concept of this record. It's very cyclical. Each song is written in a key of the scale, and every secret track, the in-betweens are the black keys on a keyboard. Like, there's so many Easter eggs in this record that you will never get bored the more you listen to it. And number 1 shouldn't come as any surprise to anybody. It's Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. This was the do or die album from them. They just got out of the hellscape that was the studio and the production side of things with Falling Into Infinity. They were going to make it on their own. They were going to say, we are going to do an album that we want to do without the pressures of outside influences. And this is either going to be our do or die record, and it was a do in the best form. I feel like this was the style of music that they would then continue to do for basically until now. Like we're still living in that thrust. They're taking everything that worked before, they're shedding off anything that didn't quite jive with them, and it is a masterpiece, both conceptually, musically, and thematically. So absolutely,
100% agree. And before we get going, I don't know who's going next, Kiefer or Cody. Before I forget, a big shout out to a big patron of this channel. It's Andy Martin from Unit. I don't know if you guys are aware of Unit. He just sent me album number 58, as well as a little financial little reward, a patron of the channel. We back in the old days, like Bach and people like that, they didn't write for the heck of it. They wrote like rich people would give them money, and they wrote stuff. I should never do a live stream unless someone gives me money, right? I mean, it's the same thing. But the album is called Trains Run on My One-Track Mind. Under the railway bridge he hid so nobody could see what he did. Unit, I love you guys. Oh, I love you guys, Unit. Thank you so much. And also, before I forget, because by the time this stream is about over, I'm going to be so wanting to get off this stream in the biggest hurry possible, because I'll have an angry wife beating on the door with notes under the bedroom door. Next week's live stream. I'm really excited. We have none other notes. You know all about this act. I've got Cersei Link and Christian Nesmith. Oh man, I cannot
That is
wait.
such a good album too.
Yeah,
Arcane, such a good album.
The more I listen to it, the more I love it. And I had it in my best albums of 2024, but I got it kind of late in the year. But I've been listening to it. It's been out like 14 months, something like that, and I cannot stop listening to it. It's so amazing. Yeah, Kyle, you know all about it. I know you did a review of it. But we're going to have both of them on the show. In case you don't know, Christian Nesmith is Michael Nesmith's son. He's done not one. This is the second straight prog rock album they've done. They did Cosmologica a few years before, but this one, Arcana. Oh, I'm pretty close to calling it a masterpiece. I am in love with it. So I reached out and I'm like, you guys need to come on the channel and talk about this thing, which I don't normally do for albums that are over a year old, but I had to make an exception. So they're coming on the show next week. That's March 8th, right? No, today's March 8th, right?
Today's March 8th. Yeah.
March 15th. Okay, and then March 22nd. This is kind of exciting too. March 22nd, Dan and Patrick McGowan from the Tea Club. And yeah, in case you don't know, Dan is now a member of Kansas too. So
he is.
Mark your calendar. We're going to talk about the Tea Club. We're going to talk about Kansas. And exciting things on the Sunday live stream. Kiefer, are you next or is Cody going next?
I do have one show and tell, because I figured this is the only crew where I can show the one thing I have. I have the Canadian version of live scenes from a memory. And it's Canadian in that the little promo thing, there's a little French aspect on there, because in Canada you have to have French. But yeah, this was before they pulled it off the shelf, because this was released on September 11th, 2001. And there's the New York, certain things that are no longer there.
Yeah.
So this is my little treasure. I have it on my and I figured you guys would at least like to see that. So
how much is that going for?
Well, I thought that this was the album. I didn't think that there was another one until a bunch of my American friends, when they were over at my apartment, they're like, "Where did you get this?" I'm like, "The record store." And they're like, "What do you mean the record store?" I'm like, "The one down the street." Like, you guys have a different version? And they're like, "Yeah."
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's
mine looks like that.
Wow, that's cool.
I can take the next spot if you want.
Go Cody. I know you got some visuals too. I'm gonna make you
Cody.
big because you're such a good looking lad.
This box looks better than me.
There you go.
Signed by all of them. I got to meet them in Toronto last year, and they signed the box for me. They signed another thing too, which you will see in a little bit. But I kind of did this just based on how much I reach for them. And so with that, I have to start with When Day and Dream Unite and The Astonishing. Both fine albums. This is the new Astonishing that comes in the box set. So it's the two cases here. Both fine albums, but I just don't reach for them as much as the other ones. Still, there's a couple of good tunes on this. Like, I like the Gifted Music on The Astonishing here. There's a couple of good things here. Brother, Can You Hear Me? But I'm gonna start off with When Day and Dream Unite, and this one taking up the 15th and 16th spots. I didn't do anything like the demos or anything funky like that.
Thank you. You're doing it correctly, unlike Scott G. Davis and Notes Reviews.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, I appreciate that level of fandom, and I am typically that too. But I decided to just go right by the Wikipedia discography. So we're going to do an album here. This came out in 2013. I didn't really know Dream Theater at the time. This came out and I was just kind of like, It took me a long time to rediscover them years later. And then I've come back to this, and I really do like this album a lot. None of these albums are actually bad, I need to say. Like, some people, to me, like, there just isn't a bad Dream Theater album. There's just ones that I reach for more than others. So that's why it's kind of hard to rank this, because it's like, well, I do like all of these. But this one, self-titled, and in my revisitation over the last couple of years, I love the Illumination Theory. That's an absolutely tremendous epic. The Enemy Inside, Behind the Veil, and of course the False Awakening suite that leads into the Enemy Inside is really great. But I still had to rank this where it is. This is the second of the Mike Mangini period, but it is not the best of the Mangini period. But it does have some great moments for sure. Next up, we're going to go back to 1997. I don't know why so many people hate this record. I mean, maybe Scott Davis was right. Maybe it just kind of aged in a weird way. But the production on it is interesting. Kevin Shirley produced.
That's a nice word. Interesting. That's a very nice word. I love Kevin Shirley when he's working with Iron Maiden. He should absolutely terrible with Dream Theater.
Well, I do like the snare sound, and I listen to this, and obviously as a drummer, I really do pay attention to that. Well, I mean, and I produce Octavium too, so I am very kind of in tune with certain production aspects, but I really do like the drum sound of this record. It is a bit kind of overloaded in the production sense, but I do like the drum sound on this. I don't mind the Desmond Child song. I know the guy that wrote with Kiss and Bon Jovi, I'm supposed to hate him, but I don't think that song is absolutely terrible. Peruvian Skies is probably the money shot. Trial of Tears, and then of course Hell's Kitchen. It should be noted that somewhere on this album, Derek Sherinian is here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he is.
Derek No, Cody, you're not supposed to hate Kiss. I don't hate Kiss. I'm supposed to.
Squirrel.
Yeah. New Millennium. There's some great.
Yeah, you don't want to spend all your time on the bad albums. Keep going. Keep going. Keep it snappy.
Now, this is just one.
No, you're not picking up 6 degrees.
I do like.
Put it down.
I was gonna say, put that sucker down.
What are you doing?
No, he's going for the jukebox.
Get off the babysitter and come out with your hands up.
You know what? I should make a change here. Hold on. I'm just thinking about it.
No. You do you, man. You do you.
Change.
Don't let us influence you. You do you.
This is your list, Cody. Don't let peer pressure get you.
Live your truth.
The problem is I do love this record, and there's parts of it that I mean, I think this whole record is brilliant, actually, top to bottom. So I mean, it's a very consistent record. I don't think I listen to it as much as some of the other records that are coming after it, but I do really have a soft spot for it, and especially songs that are on this, like that are part of the big epic on the second half of the album, like Solitary Shell. The lyrics really do speak to me on a lot of those tunes.
Agreed.
Yeah, Solitary Shell. I've actually nearly been in tears listening to that before. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
The Test That Stumped Them All. That is kind of like the basis of which Octavium was kind of born out of. Not that we play like that, but it's just mental. It's just absolutely mental. The Glass Prison is badass. But obviously this album is the second half. This album is the epic that is 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence Part 1 and 6 Degrees Part 2. That's the money shot. That's it. With Overture, About to Crash, War Inside My Head, Test That Stumped Them All, Goodnight Kiss, Solitary Shell, About to Crash, Reprise, Losing Time, Grand Finale. This is really, this is how they said hello to the 2000s in a really nice way. The next album is my favorite one. What? But we'll get to that. We'll get to what number 1 is, because right now we are at
focus, Cody.
Focus.
9.
Focus power. Man. Focus power.
My marital bliss is in your hands. Keep it pithy.
Oh wait, no, I missed. Where the hell am I? Okay, hold on. I missed some here.
You keep
because
fumbling.
there's no way.
You fumble
Yeah.
more than Chris Collinsworth right before the end.
There we go. So I'm at number 11 now, Systematic Chaos. Just talking about the highs of this record. I mean, the way it starts and ends in the presence
There
of
you
enemies,
go.
part 1 and 2.
Doesn't get much better.
That really is. Like, I'd say that second part of that is probably the best Dream Theater music ever recorded.
Maybe.
But and the songs in between are really great as well. I mean, I love Forsaken and Constant Motion, Dark Eternal Night. Ministry of Lost Souls is all right. Repentance is okay. But certainly the rest of the album is absolutely fire. Great stuff.
Love it.
Now, since I lost my place, I can get back on here. Okay. All right. Next up, number 10. Ironically, is an album that came out in 11. Dramatic Turn of Events. The first one with Mike Mangini, obviously, as we all know, still kind of written at the end of the Portnoy era. They hadn't really adapted to that sound. Like Mike said, that they would kind of lock in on with the 2013 album and kind of stay in a similar sort of vein. This album does sound very different in comparison, and I do love this record. Outcry is one of my favorite Dream Theater songs, just point blank period. I think it's fantastic. Breaking All Illusions is great. Literally, I'll listen to Outcry and I'll just listen to it over and over for days on end. It's great. I love the ballad on this. This Is the Life, and I'm so glad that they played it on the 40th anniversary tour, because this has been one of my favorite Dream Theater songs for quite a while, and I do love this record.
Nice.
And This Is the Life is absolutely a top 10 Dream Theater song for me. So number 10, now what do we got? Number 10. Okay, now we're going to do the nice sexy box set here. That is Distance Over Time. Yeah, number 9, Distance Over Time. And I think this is a great album. This is almost the best of the Mike Mangini period. I do love the next one, but I kind of love them kind of on par. I'd say I probably listened to A View from the Top of the World a little bit more, but nonetheless, this is a great album. Paralyzed, Fall Into the Light. Of course, they're bringing back the ballads here with a beautiful song called Out of Reach. Oh, then you got the insanity that is stuff like Room 137 and Untethered Angel. Fantastic. Great album. And the surround mix is really interesting that's in this box set too, if you can get your hands on that. Next up, at number 8, how else would we have it that this is their 8th album, going back to 2005, Octavarium. That title track, remember what I said about In the Presence of Enemies Part 2? Okay, that probably applies to this, actually. But Panic Attack was one of the first Dream Theater songs that I ever heard, and one of the first ones that I ever learned on the drums. Now of quite a few. But The Root of All Evil, I Walk Beside You, that's kind of their U2 song. I'm not a U2 fan in the slightest, but I really, really love that song. And I just feel like it's inspired by U2. I mean, nobody's actually said anything about that. I just kind of feel like it is. But I really do like the song. And it doesn't have Bono singing, so it's fine. And yeah, just a great album. But the number 8 spot is Octavarium. Then, Lightning Round.
That's right. Keep it going. Pithy.
This album.
Oh, yeah. A View.
That's the best from the Mangini period. I love this record.
A View from the Top of the World. You got to say the name of the album, Cody.
Number 7 is A View from the Top of the World. And I love this record. The alien answering the call. There is literally not a sleeper track on this. Everything is just bam, bam, peanut butter and jam for you Canadian Trailer Park Boys fans out there. Answering the Call, Invisible Monster, Sleeping Giant, Transcending Time, Awaken the Master, which is a song that is in my playlists a lot. And A View from the Top of the World, the epic that ends the album. Just wow, what a tremendous record. And at the time when this came out, obviously none of us knew that Mike Mangini would be leaving the band. But in hindsight, this is a really great album to exit on. And hey, if I was being kicked out of a band, I would want the album before the exit to be this good. Oh. And what do we got next? we're breaking into the top 6. All right, Scott Davis is going to probably be happy with this one, although he might not be happy that it's not number 1. And Scott, I'm sorry, but I do think this is a great album, which is why it's at number 6.
It's your list, man.
Awake. Yeah, I do love this record a lot. The Mirror and Lie and the way that they go together, just a fantastic double shot of music. And I love that sort of Pantera-esque kind of domination riff at the beginning of The Mirror. I wonder how many fans heard this and didn't pick up on that. But that was definitely one of the first things I heard was kind of
They
that.
were produced by the same guy, weren't they?
Terry Date? No.
It's a Dream a Day Unite. Never mind.
No. Terry Date didn't do this.
I feel like one of the Pantera producers did this, though.
No Pantera production on this. But
no, this was the Ozzy No More Tears guy.
But The Mirror and Lie, great stuff.
All right.
6 o'clock, Caught in a Web, great tunes. The Silent Man, but Erotomania and Voices, just wow! What a great double punch. This album is full of like those 1-2 punches between tunes.
Yeah.
But it's a great record, and again, this is like a departure record as Kevin Moore is leaving after this, and so again, it's a great record to leave on. There's certainly a few of those in this catalog. Like one that you're going to see up in the top 5 here, but not this one. This is a great record to come back on. I love this record, and I got this actually because I'm a record store owner. For some of you guys that don't know, I own Second Chance Records in Caledonia, Ontario, Canada. And so we got this CD about a week before it's released, and I popped it in, and I was like, Portnoy's back, man. And he lets you know, Parasomnia. I just adore this album, and I fell in love with it right from the first couple of notes of In the Arms of Morpheus, and it kept me throughout the whole thing. It has been a while since I've listened to it, I have to say, but when it came out, I was just listening to it over and over and over again, and I was just hooked and addicted, and I still am to Dream Theater on the whole, but this is a great album. I love the epic on it. I love Bend the Clock. I love Dead Asleep. That's one of Petrucci's best riffs, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I love this record. Sid says, but I don't mind mindless, silly party music like Poison. Oh my God, I hate.
Now they're going off on a silly tangent in the chat. You stay focused, Cody.
Okay. All right, I'm down to the top 4, and Davey was right. I absolutely do rank this album very high. Obviously, it's number 4 here. This top 5 is fairly static. Obviously, everything else can kind of jumble around and move around. But this top 5 for me is very static, and it just kind of doesn't really falter. So it's Parasomnia, then this. Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Bonus points if you can get the CD that has the Queen cover on the bonus disc. That's awesome. But yeah, this album is tremendous. And like Note said, it has that perfect marriage of like when it wants to be heavy, it's really heavy and aggressive. And when it wants to be beautiful and light, it really is beautiful and light. And that's what I love about Dream Theater records is that, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for with Octavium too, is that you'll be able to put it on and you'll get each different aspect of what the band is about. You'll get the prog side, you'll get the psychedelic side, you'll get the metal side. And every one of us in Octavium loves Dream Theater. And so I hope that sort of variety will kind of showcase itself on our album, which is coming out in April. Octavium.ca, folks, check it out. In the meantime, Black Clouds and Silver Linings, yep, fantastic album. Nightmare to Remember, Rite of Passage, The Best of Times, and The Count of Tuscany. My God. That's all I can say about that. My God, brilliant. All right, number 3. Images and Words, 1992, the oldest album in my top 5. I adore this record. I mean, and I've listened to this countless times over and over and over again throughout the years. Pull Me Under, great track. I'll never get tired of it. I appreciate, actually, I've heard it on 97.7 a couple times, Hits FM, and I don't listen to FM radio that much because it kind of gets a bit repetitive, but every once in a while they've thrown in that as a curveball, and I'm like, why not more of this, guys? This band's got 16 freaking albums out. Anyway, Another Day, great song. Metropolis Part 1, what a great way to open the show. Obviously, as they did on the 40th anniversary tour. Learning to Live, great stuff. All the stuff, like when I met James Labrie, I told him that Another Day is one of my favorite songs, and he was so funny. He looks at me and he goes, "Oh yeah, well I'm not singing it because that thing's in the stratosphere." I'm like, no, I'm not asking you to sing it. I just want you to know I think it's a great song, and it is. So Images and Words. Now we're down to the top two. What could the top two be? Huh? Hats off to you, Cody. You are a walking billboard of your band. Nicely done. Oh, thank you, Mark. Octavium.ca. What? All right. Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Yeah. Again, know this album, no Octavium. That's just kind of how she goes. But I think this is just one of the ultimate concept albums of all time. Is it up there with stuff like The Wall? That's up for debate. I'd say so. Personally, myself, I think that they really nailed the idea of a thematic concept and harking back to Metropolis Part 1, the song, and then making a whole album out of little nuggets back to that, and then some. I think it's great. Scenes from a Memory, absolute masterpiece. I could listen to this every day and not get tired of it. And the number one, hopefully I haven't overstayed here. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Train of Thought.
There you go. I knew that'd be your number one.
Yeah, all you have to do is listen to the music that Octavium is playing, and go, they think these guys probably like this record a lot. And we do. This is a mutual favorite among all five of us in the band. Train of Thought, especially me and the guitar player Adam, were just obsessed with this record. Yeah, Train of Thought. I mean, As I Am, that was also one of the first Dream Theater songs I ever heard, and one of the first ones as well with Panic Attack that I learned how to play on the drums. Endless Sacrifice, Honor Thy Father, another fun one to play on the drums. In the Name of God, This Dying Soul. I think it's tremendous. And so, yeah, that's my number one.
Amazing job. And, we've let young Kiefer wait this whole entire time. I'm sorry. Time's up. See you later. No. No, I wouldn't do that to you, Kiefer. But what I am going to do is I'm going to let you do your thing, and I'm going to take care of a couple things. Kiefer, you don't need to be made big, do you?
I do not.
You don't have props?
I don't have any props. Nope.
All right. I'm gonna step out for a minute, but continue doing what you're doing, Kiefer. I'll be watching.
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna go on a quick 30-second intro rant that will probably go longer than that. The year before I became a Dream Theater fan, this is going to shock some people. I acted in a musical, and I never came back because then I became an obsessed prog fan. So the last thing I want to hear Dream Theater do is try to sound like a freaking Broadway musical. I thought I traded being a theater kid for a Dream Theater kid a long time ago. So that is why The Astonishing is my number 16. I seriously, you guys are being too nice to this album. Somebody needs to take this album out behind the barn and shoot it. Because, I mean, this thing just is an absolute embarrassment to everything this band stands for. I remember I saw them on this tour. It was in March in Cincinnati, right on the river. It was a great venue, great show. And my dad was there, and they were playing that orchestral medley, and they're going through like every album, and they'll play like a 30-second snippet, and they get to something from this album. And my dad's, what's this Willy? Why are they playing Willy Wonka at this concert? I'm like, I can't defend this album. There's a couple songs, like I like The Gift of Music. I like Our New World. I think I like a Life Left Behind. I hate the freaking machine noise. I hate the freaking every song's a ballad. I do like the production. I do like James's voice. But in general, I gave this album a 2.5 out of 5. I'm probably being meaner to it than I should be. But I did not listen to it. I don't think I'm ever going to hear it again. So yeah, hard pass, harder than kidney stone. Next, number 15. I don't think anybody put this record as low as I did. And I don't know. It's just I think there's other records that are better. Number 15, Falling Into Infinity. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. I hate the production. In general, I hate every production that Kevin Shirley has ever done. So
even Counterparts. He did Counterparts. That album sounds absolutely astonishing. Go listen to Counterparts.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is the guy who advised Iron Maiden not to master their album, which I think that's a first.
That's true.
That's a first in the history of ever. There's some song like "You Not Me" is horrible, but other than that, I don't think there's any like really terrible songs on here. Like I love Peruvian Sky. I love Lines of the Sand. Lines of the Sand is the best song for me. That and Hell's Kitchen. I really like Trial of Tears. Scott Barber in the chat from sometime in February. He just reminded me that I like Anna Lee. So I do like that song. But yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I guess this is a radio-friendly album. I don't know what kind of record label thinks stuff's radio-friendly, because I don't think it is. But
I don't know what kind of radio was playing it either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. My number 14 is another record that's getting a lot of good press from you guys. And I don't know why, I just never really clicked with it. But Dramatic Turn of Events. I mean, I will say, I'll throw it On the Backs of Angels, amazing song. Breaking All Illusions, amazing song. A couple other songs I like This Is a Life was pretty good live. I kind of like that song Beneath the Surface at the end of that record, which nobody talks about that song. I do feel, I hate to be Mr. It's Too Long. I feel like this album needed to be a couple songs shorter because they're pushing the 80-minute mark right at it. And I think there's some there's 2 songs I really don't like in this catalog. One of them is You Not Me, and the other one is You Build Me Up, You Break Me Down. Those are the 2 songs that I just think are annoying, and like I want to. If those songs were people, I would want to punch them in the face. So yeah, that's my number 14.
Words.
Yeah. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. If anybody wants a better album with a unicyclist on the cover, Ken Golden from Sensory Records released Circus Maximus, the first chapter. It has a unicyclist on the cover, and that record's awesome. If you like Dream Theater, there's no way you won't like that record. So yeah, that's my number 14.
I do like that.
That's a masterpiece, that album. And Kyle in the chat, I can't make his comment big, but that is, I kind of hear how they're trying to remake Images and Words with that album. All right, number 13. I gave this one 4 stars, the self-titled. I really do not get why there are people. I just don't hear where people dislike this album. I think this is a pretty good album.
I love it.
I don't know if I'd say I love it, but I think it's a cool record for sure. Not my favorite production ever. But other than that, I mean, False Awakening Suite is the closest thing they've ever done to sounding like Symphony X, which is pretty cool for me because I love Symphony X. I like Enemy Inside. I like the instrument. The fact that they came back, people don't realize this. They had not done an album with an instrumental on it since Train of Thought until this record. So they had a 10-year break of doing instrumentals, and then they came back and put 2 of them on here, which is really good. I like The Looking Glass. Deeper track, I like Surrender to Reason a little bit. I believe that's the last song John Myung ever wrote lyrics for. I could be wrong. And I think it needs to be trimmed. I don't think it's a perfect epic, but the second half of Illumination Theory, to me, that's just Jordan Rudess going off and sounding like trying to write the most Keith Emerson sounding thing he can do. And to me, it's just fabulous. So yeah, I really like how he uses he tries to recreate the synth sound from Lucky Man with modern synthesizers. To me, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So my number 12 is Systematic Chaos. I gave this one 4 stars. I do not like the production on this album. I think that's what was holding it back for me putting it higher. It definitely sounds like it's a 2007 album on Roadrunner Records. But, I mean, a lot of killer tracks. I love Presence of Enemies. I really, the first, it is kind of slow, but I really like Ministry of Lost Souls when it picks up and then it goes into that outro guitar solo. That is so cool. I love Repentance. Is that Symphony X? Holy cow!
Sounds like Iron Maiden, so it is yeah.
I can't tell what you're playing.
Don't play this too long or you'll get banned.
Yeah, we don't want this to get demonetized.
More than 30 seconds and you're going to get a hit. We don't want that.
Can anybody tell what that was? I couldn't tell what song that was.
Oh, that was Symphony X with what was it? Not Desanitized.
What was that? What song is that?
It wasn't.
No, Kevin knows the exact length of time he can leave something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Taking a ding. I appreciate that. Now, that was very cool. We should stay on a little longer and see who else comes up on the pool stage next, man. That's awesome. Kiefer, where were you at though? What number were you at?
I'm slow. I'm at 12. I'll pick it up.
Okay.
One more thing about that record. I really like Repentance. I really like Prophets of War. That's a deep cut nobody talks about. I love that song. And obviously I love Dark Eternal Night. Scott Davis gave me the recommendation for the most fabulous thing ever, and that is the Dark Nintendo Night. Yep. It's on YouTube. Go look it up. It's amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's number 12, Systematic Chaos, 4 stars. Number 11, 4 stars, Distance Over Time, 2019. I heard this album when I was deep diving, and I was really depressed, and I was really mad because I had just heard The Astonishing. And I'm like, do I want to keep hearing this band? Is this a band that I want to keep following? And then I heard this. I'm like, yep, they're back. I mean, it was incredible. The highlight is At Wit's End for me. I just think that's an amazing song. But I love Barstool Warrior. I love Pale Blue Dot. The down track is Out of Reach. I don't really like that one so much, but everything else I really like.
Hey, did you guys get to see Mike Portnoy playing Barstool Warrior live?
I did.
Yeah. How do you do some of those Mangini? Because they did like a couple Mangini tracks, right?
I didn't really notice or care what he did. So yeah, that's my opinion.
There you go.
It sounded good.
Great. It was really good.
Anybody who is being real pedantic about what Mike Portnoy does versus what Mike Mangini does is some loser in their basement who wants attention on the internet.
They're both great drummers. We can have fun listening to them both.
But yeah, and I am some loser in my basement right now, but regardless. And anybody who has a bonus disc of Distance Over Time, if that bonus track Viper King is awesome.
Yeah, Viper King is cool.
It sounds like Deep Purple meets like heavy metal. Yeah, it's awesome.
I like it. I like it.
Number 10, the last of my 4 stars before we get into the 4.5s. I got Octavarium. I really wanted to put it at number 8. I couldn't. I used to like it a couple years ago. This would have been in my bottom 3. But it's really grown on me. Everybody loves the Epic. The Epic's fabulous. I like the variety. I like the variety. I think they do it really well here, as opposed to how they do it on other records, Falling into Infinity, Dramatic Turn of Events. Panic Attack, Never Enough. I really like I Walk Beside You because I'm weird. I really like these. The instrumental part of Sacrifice Sons, killer. And obviously, Root of All Evil, and everybody loves the Epic. So,
yeah.
Coming in at number 9.5, we have A Change of Seasons.
Uh-oh.
I had to put this as the bottom of the 4.5s because I couldn't justify putting this over any of the other albums. But it's killer. It's killer stuff. I had to talk about it. That Epic is probably the best thing they've ever done. It's definitely the best Epic they've ever done. Just fabulous live. I was crying when I saw it live again last October. So in Columbus, I saw the show with Alex Dudek from Beer and Vinyl, who's not here today. But yeah, it was fabulous. And the covers are great too. I just have one little pet peeve of that record. At that show, they recorded it. They had Steve Howe, and they had a couple of the guys from Marillion there. And they did a bunch of Marillion and Yes songs. And they didn't put them on the album. So they put them on the VHS, but they didn't put it on the album. So that kind of ticks me off.
It was probably a rights thing.
It probably was.
Yeah.
With the performers. But they put it on the VHS. So they had no problem with it.
That's a different set of attorneys.
Well, yeah. Okay, I shut my phone off, so let me put it back on. Yeah, number 9, another record that's getting really great press today, but I got to put it at number 9, Black Clouds and Silver Linings. I love this record. I think Rite of Passage and Wither are the low points, and everything else is super high. It's probably why I put it at number 9. I really like Shattered Fortress. I love Nightmare to Remember. I love Best of Times. I freaking love Count of Tuscany. So, yeah, there's only 6 songs in this record. Not a lot to talk about. I will stay, for all you jazz fusion fans out there like me, on violin on the Best of Times is Jerry Goodman from the Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Yeah,
it's not a very well-known fact. He is also the violin on the covers disc, their cover of Dixie Dregg's Odyssey, and on their cover of Lark's Tongues and Aspic Part 2. That is Jerry Goodman. So just a little known fun fact that not a lot of people know. My number 8, I think that I probably put this higher than anybody else, and that is A View from the Top of the World from 2021. I love this record.
I got it at number 8 too.
I ranked it higher than that. I ranked it higher at 7.
Yeah.
Okay, it's right around the same place. For me, this is head and shoulders the best Mangini album. It is not close.
Yep, I agree.
Everything, the production. For me, Mike Mangini does not play the way he does on any other record except this one. He's fabulous on this record. They got the Grammy for this. That song is not my favorite, but I love every other song on this album.
That's a good opening track.
Yep. It's a good opener, but it just keeps getting better and better and better. I love Answering the Call. I love Invisible Monster, Transcending Time, a song nobody's talked about in the past 5 years. I freaking love that song. I love Awaken the Master. Yeah. And I love the Epic. Yeah. So am I the only person who thinks that Answering the Call is a ripoff of Schism by Tool?
No, I haven't heard that.
It's not.
I thought Scott was going to play something. You were getting up behind that keyboard. I thought he was going to, play a little something off of View from the Top of the World.
I don't think it's like something where Tool could sue, but I think it's pretty close.
All right, keep it rolling. What's next, Kiefer? Keep it moving.
My number 7. I'm just looking. Yeah, I have a hot take coming up next pick, so everybody brace yourselves. But number 7 is Parasomnia. Not this one. The next pick is really hot. I love this record. It was the first panel I did on YouTube was for this record. Me and Scot Lade and Brockway and the guys from Circa 5, we all did a panel on this. And I thought this record was fabulous. I gave it a great review. And I still give it a great review. I saw it live. If you haven't seen it live, and I don't know where they're going on the rest of the tour, it is it was must see. It was fantastic. I love Bend the Clock. I love the solo. I really love the Shadow Man incident. I love that bridge jam section. That's just fabulous, fantastic. I'm using the word fabulous a lot. This is just a fabulous band. Fabulous. I'll use it again.
Yes, they are.
I love Dead Asleep. Right. I love that riff. So, yeah. Who's ready for a hot take?
Yeah, we're ready.
My number 6 is from 1989, When Dream and Day Unite. People know I love this record, and I'll say it again. I freaking love this record. I do not get, other than the production, I do not get why people dislike this record. There is nothing, there's a couple little pedantic compositional things you may want to switch around. This record is awesome.
I love it too.
Of course, I probably like more 80s metal than a lot of our viewers, but I love it. Fortune Lies is a top 10 Dream Theater song for me. You'd Say Jam is a top 10 Dream Theater song for me. I love Status Seeker. I love Light Fuse and Get Away. That Kevin Moore, John Petrucci dual lead solo and Afterlife, fantastic. I think everybody who doesn't like this record should really consider revisiting it, because I just do not get why this is hated so much by the community.
I wish they could remix it, but apparently the master tapes are no longer an option. That's too bad, because I agree with everything you've said.
I don't think it's that. I think it's some people just. I think that people, and I don't get it either, because James LaBrie takes a lot of crap from people on the internet, but yet the record without James LaBrie people don't like. You cannot find a way to please these
That's
fans.
A valid point. That's a valid point.
There is no way to please Dream Theater fans.
Nope. Mike even wrote a song about that. There is a song about it. What the hell do you people want? I don't remember which one it is, but
Never Enough.
Never Enough. That's what it is. Yeah.
And anybody who has
everything is never enough.
I would highly encourage the Charlie Dominici solo albums. They're pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. My number 5 is Scott Davis's favorite, Awake. This is my highest 4.5. I love this record. Definitely a high watermark in their production of the 90s albums. Caught in a Web, 6 o'clock. Erotomania is maybe their best instrumental. Voices and Scarred, great epics. I love The Mirror. I love Lie. I really like Space Divest. It's grown on me a lot. I didn't like it when I first heard it, but I like it now.
It's odd.
The Kevin Moore's last album, and again, as the fanboy here, I would encourage everybody to check out some of the stuff Kevin Moore has done since then, which I personally like. I love OSI. He's done a lot of work with the Fates Warning guys. He's on Fates Warning, A Pleasant Shade of Gray from 97. Which is a masterpiece that everybody should own. I don't care if you like metal or not. You should hear that record, and it should be in your collection. So, yeah, Awake is my number 5. From there, we have 4 albums that I consider masterpieces. I have 4 5-star records, which is really good. There's not a lot of bands I could give four masterpieces to. Coming in at number 4, I have 6 Degrees.
Yeah, that's a great album.
Everything.
It's a masterpiece.
When I heard this record, I had heard a couple other records, and I think this is a record that propelled me into this is like my favorite band. I don't know if they are my favorite band because I don't really have a favorite band because there's too many of them. But I mean, this is a record that made me a huge fan. As a keyboardist, I mean, I needed somebody that was putting out records in my time to enjoy. Because I had Keith Emerson because my dad played ELP records for me when I was 2. So I had known that all my life. But I wanted somebody newer that I could see live. I needed a goal.
Yeah, man, you needed your thing. That was your dad's thing. You needed your thing.
And for me, my goal was to learn how to play. I wanted to play About to Crash, the intro. And right as it fades in from the overture to about to crash. I mean, that's something that I wanted. And I mean, just all around a really great record. I love the epic. I'm not the biggest lyrics guy in the world, but I really love their support of raising awareness for mental disorders. I think was a really good way that they used to do that. I don't really want to get into that on here, but I do really appreciate how they did that. And the first disc, Killer 2, Blind Faith, great song. Great Debate, great song. Misunderstood, great song. When the worst song on the album is Disappear, you have a pretty good album. I'm just saying.
Yep. Next.
So my number 3, there is a song on here I kind of don't like, but every other song is so good, and that song is 2 minutes long, so I can ignore it. And my number 3 is Train of Thought.
I do it.
I kind of don't like Vacant. It's kind of slow, but man, everything else is just four songs. And that's
any song with cello on it has got my attention.
I mean, this was like Parasomnia because it was like right when Parasomnia came out. It was a heavy assault of heaviness, and especially to hear that with really exquisite production. I mean, was just killer.
Yeah, that album was a slap in the face. It just was like, okay,
that riff,
I see what we're doing here.
That riff and As I Am. I mean, you can say it's making fun of Metallica or something, but it's better than anything Metallica have done in the past 35 years. So sue me later.
Let's not go there. I will have comments. Let's not go there.
Lest we give the wrong impression. There's plenty of beauty to be found on Train of Thought. You just have to. It's more subtle, and it's there.
I don't get why people say it's compositionally lazy either, because that's not true. This Dying Soul,
people who haven't listened.
Stream of Consciousness, great instrumental. I love In the Name of God. That's maybe my favorite Dream Theater song. That is fantastic. That proggy part at the end. And I love how at the end Jordan Rudess hits the last note of the piano on the keyboard with his nose. It's just like a nerdy little thing that I like.
It's always fun. Yeah.
All right. My number 2 is the first one I ever heard. This was a really special record for me. I played the crap out of it the summer I first got it. And that was Images and Words. I had a buddy who knew that I liked like older music, like from when my dad was a kid, because that's what I grew up with. And he's like, "Oh, you like Rush? You like Yes? You should listen to this band called Dream Theater." And I heard Images and Words. I'm like, this is fabulous. And I never looked back. I must have played this record probably 20 times the first week. Take the Time, I think, is my favorite Dream Theater song. I'm not sure. I love Under a Glass Moon. I love Metropolis. I love Learning to Live. I love Wait for Sleep. I love Another Day. Pull Me Under is still a great song, even though I've heard it 30,000 million billion times. And I'm sure most of us have. But it's just a fantastic album. I'm sure we all wish it sounded better. But really, I'm so used to it, I don't really care. So, yeah. But number one, how could anything be number one other than for my money, the greatest concept album ever recorded, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, 1999. Masterpiece album.
Yeah.
It's, for me, like I mentioned before this, I think for prog metal and the world of concept albums, I mentioned Pleasant Shade of Grey by Fate's Warning. And that was kind of the gold standard for a few years. And then this came and kind of took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And this has been the gold standard for this genre. And Dream Theater are the gold standard. There's a lot of stuff that has come afterwards that is more technical, that is maybe more shreddy, more whatever. But this is still the gold standard that everybody looks up to. That if you're going to make a prog metal album, you want to make this album. And there are a couple records that I think maybe have reached this height, but not many. Just fabulous track after fabulous track. Home, Dance of Eternity, Spirit Carries On, Fatal Tragedy, Strange Deja Vu, Finally Free. Just a masterpiece. Everybody, if you don't know this band, you need to go to Amazon or Laser CD or something and go buy Scenes and go buy Images and Words. Because I just find it impossible to think that there are people who watch this channel who could not like this band.
You
Yeah,
can get
and
those,
you're dead
There's some
right.
new people out there.
you
But-
can get those on www.secondchancerecords.ca.
Right there. .ca. Right. You've got your record store owner right there. And you are absolutely right.
Thank you for letting me go long today. I'm sorry because I
People-
know some of our viewers were ticked, but yeah.
My regular viewers know
Mystery.
I'm not the guy that loves the prog metal and all that kind of stuff, but they also know that I adore Dream Theater, an amazing band. Here's how I see it. I'm going to do my top 16 real quick. And final place, it's The Astonishing, and I like this album. I actually really like it, and I think it's their worst album. And you know why? It's too long. It's 130 minutes. It's 130 minutes. And David Campbell's orchestrations, I'm not a huge fan. He did all the orchestrations for Brokeback Mountain. I just found that out. That's kind of cool. Oh. Dream Theater, self-titled, comes in 15th place. Illumination Theory is absolutely amazing, but I don't know if I want my Dream Theater sounding like an alternative band. I like them kind of more like a metal band or a prog band. I don't know. Number 14, it's the debut. Great album, but, I think Kiefer was dead right. People cry and complain and moan and groan about James LaBrie, yet you give them a good album without James LaBrie, and they say it's terrible. You just can't win with these Dream Theater fans. Absolutely not. Good album. 14th place. At number 13, A Dramatic Turn of Events. I know a lot of people think this is like, the best of the Mangini albums. I don't think so. I really don't. Lost Not Forgotten's cool. Breaking All Illusions is cool. The album hit number 8 in the US. That's their second highest ranking album in the US. Did not know that. At number 12, we shall find out in a minute. Falling Into Infinity. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Kevin Shirley, just not a good match for this band. The label putting all kinds of pressure on them. I guess Awake didn't do what they wanted it to do. After Pull Me Under, they figured they had a big old hit-making machine on their hands, right? Oh, not so fast. You had Dream Theater on your hands at number 11. Distance Over Time. I dig this record. I think it's really, really cool. Untethered Angel is my favorite on here. Hit number 24 in the U.S. At number 10, it's A View from the Top of the World. Yeah, they got the Grammy. I really like this record. I think this is the best of the Mangini albums. Absolutely, positively.
You are dead right, brother.
I think it is. I think it's amazing. At number 9, their highest charting album in the U.S. 2009's Black Clouds and Silver Lining.
I know that.
Yeah. And, honestly, I know people love this. I only really love the Count of Tuscany. The rest of the album never got me. And I know that's a me thing, right? Because if the rest of the album were as good as the Count of Tuscany, this would be their best album. At number 8, I'm kind of with notes on this one. I think Systematic Chaos is really underrated. I think it's really, really cool. And I think you split the epic. At first, it kind of annoyed me that you're splitting the epic like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I like how
it makes sense, man. It makes the other songs, it gives gravitas to the other shorter tracks on the album. Absolutely love it. Hit number 19 in the US. At number 7, it's Train of Thought. Oh, I love this album. Yeah, it's a bit heavier, but this Dying Soul's on it. Come on, man. Honor Thy Fathers on this record. Fantastic. Only hit number 53. I find that kind of weird. At number 6, I'm going with the new one, Parasomnia. What a fantastic record. What a great comeback. We couldn't have asked for more, right? I mean, I kind of pictured like worst case scenarioed it. I figured it was going to be Dream Theater by numbers. It was going to be a little lame. It was far from that. It was amazing. And the Shadow Man incident's amazing. We talked about Bend the Clock. Unbelievably good.
Live with me though.
So good. I don't get out of the house, Kiefer. Thanks for the invite. You and Alex invited me to go see Dream Theater. And of course I said no.
By the way, I'm eating Marion's Pizza today. So maybe I can get you.
Oh, Marion's Pizza is a little more likely. Dayton's greatest pizza place. Marion's unbelievable. 6 locations in the greater Dayton
Pizza.
area.
Fabulous.
Oh, it's so good. At number 5, it's Images and Words. I know people love this. I know a lot of people think it's their favorite, and I really like it too. But you know, I just think they kind of got better after this. I really do. I think the next album was better. I think the one after that was better. Anyway, at number 4, I got Octavarium because I'm a music theory guy. Of course, if you build an album completely based on chromatic scales, right? The songs are the white keys, the little interludes of the black keys. Come on, man. I'm all about it. The fact that it's amazing doesn't hurt either. Number 6. Number 3 is 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. This thing is amazing. Disc 1, talk about some cool, like, when did they get all like experimental and stuff? Just amazing. And then the epic on disc 2. Forget about it. This album hit number 46 in the US. At number 2, Awake. I will always love Awake. Images and Words, kind of like where the band found out who they were going to be. Awake is where they perfected that sound. I absolutely adore it. Space Divest. Kevin Moore was missed after this, but the number 1 album is when they found, I love Kevin Moore. They were never the same without him, but you know what? They found the right guy after that album, and that right guy obviously was Jordan Rudess, and the first album with that guy, the first album with that perfect, amazing lineup that we still enjoy today, boys and girls. Yes, of course, it's Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Everything everyone said about it, absolutely true. One of the greatest albums of all time. I put it maybe in the top 20 greatest albums of all time. And that's a lot for a prog metal album. I don't love the prog metal, but I love Dream Theater. Final words, guys. Anybody got anything else to say about anybody's horrible list and their horrible opinions?
This was fantastic.
It was fun.
Let's do it again when Symphony X put out the new record.
I love the little breaks with the Kevin breaking in from Cruise to the Edge. That made this an absolute classic episode. For Scott G. Davis, Kiefer, Notes Reviews, Cody Brockway. Oh, man, what a great episode. Thank you for joining us. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Free the Ukraine. Free Ukraine. I said it. Free the Ukraine. You know what? There's a war going on in Iran, right? I probably just went too fast over that whole peace in the Middle East thing, right? We need some peace in the Middle East. We need it right now. Anyway, maybe we can get King Chucky involved. King Chucky needs to get involved. Maybe he can go over there to Iran and he can say, I got some snakes. We can do it, man. We can knock out these missile sites with snakes. Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, the protesters in the streets of Tehran. Oh, they don't care about freedom. They just want to be rid of the snakes. That's all they want. Oh, they want freedom, but they want freedom from snakes. We got it all wrong. Oh, yes, indeed, boys and girls, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Oh, yeah.